Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today I'm here with a different recipe. Actually this recipe is from sister Rafiya that made her win the Pachakarani title 2K19. Also will be sharing her hot garlic sauce recipe too that goes with this thread chicken. Must say this was a truly winning dish. Also I'll be sharing onion rings recipe. This was my experiment. So let's get started. So firstly we'll be moving on to the preparation of thread chicken. Now I'm sure that it won't taste that yummy than hers, but still trying. So here I have two boneless chicken pieces and cut into thin slices. Better you cut the chicken when it's half frozen so you will get a nice shape. Firstly, we'll be preparing the chili paste for both the thread chicken and hot garlic sauce. So here I have soaked some red chilies in hot water and then we'll be adding it to the blender. Next, we'll be adding 5 to 6 garlic cloves. Add in very little bit of hot water and grind it to a smooth paste. So next we'll be marinating the chicken pieces, so transferring it to another bowl. First goes in a tablespoonful of chopped garlic cloves and a tablespoon of soya sauce, a teaspoonful of vinegar, quarter teaspoon of pepper powder, then goes in some salt, and finally goes in 2 tablespoons of chilli paste. Give it all a very nice mix. Rest aside for 15 to 20 minutes. So by the time the chicken gets marinated, we'll be moving on to the rest of the preparation. So here I have took with Samosa leaves out of the freezer and we'll be moving on to the preparation of hot garlic sauce. So here into a pan added 3 to 4 tablespoons of oil and 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic cloves. Also add in 2 red chillies roughly chopped. Saute them well and next goes in 1.5 tablespoon of chilli paste. Next goes in 1.5 tablespoon of soya sauce. Next we'll be adding 2 tablespoons of tomato sauce. Stir them all very well and then goes in 2 teaspoons full of vinegar. Add a pinch of salt. A quarter teaspoon of pepper powder too. So here's our restaurant style hot garlic sauce ready. Thanks to Rafiya sister. Must say this was a typical restaurant style hot garlic sauce. So next moving on to the cutting of samosa leaves. Now I did a mistake here. Should have cut them into much thinner slices, but then I just tore them into two. So it would be easier if you cut it much thinner than I did. So it will taste good and will be more crispier too. Actually I was sending pics to her and she told me that it should be much thinner. So again thanks to her. So next moving back to the marinated chicken. So here I'll be adding 1 tablespoon of both corn flour and maida, that's all purpose flour, and I will be adding a little bit of water and mix them all well. So here's the samosa leaves done. Actually this should be much thinner than this, but I just did it this much as I was getting late. So here we'll be taking the chicken pieces. Next we'll be taking some samosa leaves, that's the sliced samosa leaves, and we'll be wrapping it around the chicken. Now make sure that you leave some of the samosa leaf slices on the edge. So here's the thread chicken done. Doing the rest of the chicken too. This is a very simple dish. If you have all the ingredients available and the chili paste and all is done, it will hardly take 10 to 15 minutes to wrap the chicken with the leaves and fry them out. So you must try this recipe for sure. So here's the thread chicken done. We have to just fry them out. So here I'm adding some oil to the pan. Make sure the oil is hot enough and then keep the flame on low and then start frying them. Add in one by one carefully. Just add 4 to 5 at a time if your karai is big enough, and don't overcrowd the pan as it would be difficult to flip them out. So here's the thread chicken turned to golden brown and fried well too, taking it out on a tissue paper, and it's completely done. Frying out the rest of the chicken too. So here's our Pachakarani 2K19 title winner dish ready. Must say this was a title winning dish, and also my husband commented that it would surely open up your taste buds. So thanks once again to Rafiya sister. Next we are moving on to the preparation of onion rings. So this is a very simple recipe and also with very less ingredients. So here I have took one whole chicken breast and kept to boil them with salt and pepper. And next obviously we want the onions. So here I'm cutting them into slices. Now make sure that you cut them into a thick slice. So here I took a large onion. So just one onion was enough to make 15 to 16 onion rings. So here I'm separating the onion rings and keeping the middle part aside. You can use it later too. So here's all the rings separated. Now moving back to the chicken. So we are separating it to another bowl and start shredding it. Now if you want, you can chop it or shred it with a fork. So next here I'm adding 4 to 5 Almarai triangle cheese. Now if you have cubed cream cheese, you can add that too. And also you can add the spread cheese. Next goes in a tablespoon of ginger garlic paste. Next goes in 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder, onion powder and pepper powder, and also a little bit of salt. Also add in a teaspoonful of red chili powder and 1/2 teaspoon of soya sauce. Next goes 1/2 teaspoon of red chili sauce. Now mix them all very well. So as you can see, this is a very creamy filling. Now this is completely optional. If you want, you can add 1/2 cup of mozzarella cheese too and mix them all well. And adding some salt as we have added the mozzarella cheese, so to balance the salt level. Next we have to fill this chicken mixture to the onion ring. So here I have took one onion ring and a lemon sized ball of the chicken mixture. Fill into the onion ring and pat it completely with your palm. Repeat the same procedure with the rest of the onion rings too. Next, here I have took 2 eggs into a separate bowl and added a little bit of salt, pepper, chili flakes and oregano to it and whisked it well. Dipping the onion rings to the egg mixture first. And next we'll be coating it with the breadcrumbs from all the sides. Repeat the same procedure with the rest. Coat them all well and then we'll be keeping it in the freezer for around 15 to 20 minutes. So as we have to fry the onion rings, so they are out of the freezer, and into the pan added oil and started frying the onion rings. Now make sure that the flame is on medium low or else the breadcrumb coating will start turning dark. Now fry them all for a minute or two on both the sides, and here's your onion rings done. Taking it out on a tissue paper. Frying out the rest of the rings too. And here's our onion rings ready too. So hope you all liked the video and both the recipes too. Also don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye bye.